on Sunday morning at the Swan River. Dragon boat racing, this is the new buzzword in WA, the fastest growing sport.
So, dragon boating is a very old sport. It got its roots back in China, 2,000 years old. It can be both social and competitive, and it has quite a high age bracket. So we've got paddlers throughout the nation who are around 70 to 80 years old, so it does attract people from all walks of life, from young to old. So it's a really fantastic sport to get people in, and especially if you haven't been doing anything as far as fitness for a while, this is something that gets people right back in. So it's fantastic. It's done with a paddle and a boat, as you can see. There's around 22 paddlers in a full team. And the racing is done here in WA out at Champion Lake. So we do 200 metre, 500 metre, 1 kilometre and 2 kilometre racing. And throughout the year there's a couple of marathon races. So the bridge to bridge, which is around 12.5 to 13 kilometres. There's the Avon descent, which is the lower reaches of the Avon into the Swan. That one's around 12.5 kilometres as well. And there's the Mandurah Marathon and the Denmark Marathon. So it does attract a lot of people. We've got around 9 clubs in Perth, I believe, and several thousand members throughout. So it's growing rapidly, and it's being a water sport, and Western Australians love their water sports. It's starting to grow, so it's something that we really want to try and get people into, and get people back into the fitness as well. And it's something that you can put as little effort or as much effort into it as you want to. So it's quite a gentle sport in that fact. There are quite a few clubs in Perth. We're based here down at the Gilbert Fraser Oval, the Swan Club, and they are one of the oldest clubs in Australia. And there's also Coburn, who's based around at East Fremantle Yacht Club, club at Guildford called the Perth Pirates, a club called the Amazons, which is the breast cancer survivors. And there's a club based out at Armidale at Champion Lakes called the Lakers. So they are our clubs around Perth here. There's also Mandurah, there's Denmark. So we are a very growing sport at the moment, and seems to be taking off. We can fit around 22 people in a boat. So there's 20 paddlers, 1 drummer and 1 sweep. And the sweep is the guy basically that stands on the back with a sweep oar and steers the boat. So the drummer is there to keep the cadence. The 2 people in the front of the boat are called the strokes. So they're the people that are keeping the time for the dragon boat paddlers. Timing is everything in this sport. So you need to be to keep your timing right with the paddling, basically to keep the boat and the momentum of the boat moving forward. So here down at Gilbert Fraser, we train 3 days a week. We train on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, also Sunday mornings. The training's reasonably intense, but it starts slow and we build up. We have a warm-up session, we get out in the boat, and we'll do what's called some grunt work, which is basically building up that muscle strength, getting your body used to the rotation and the movement. And you'll see when you're using one of these little paddles, it's quite a unique kind of technique, and it does push your body pretty hard. So it takes a little bit of getting used to when you first start. Once you start to build up that momentum, your body gets used to it, your muscles get a little bit stronger, and it becomes easier. As far as muscle groups, we're working the lats, latissium dorsi. The shoulders are very heavily used. Your biceps and triceps are used. Also your obliques along the sides, so there's a lot of twisting motion involved and drawing back, so lower back as well. There's very much a lot of core strength involved. So it's great for people who are starting to get a bit of a pot gut. It also works your legs and thighs, so it's a really good overall workout. Quite an endurance as well as a cardio workout. Tend to put the newbies, those who are just starting paddling, at the back of the boat. One, to give them the vision so that they can see the technique and be able to work on their stroke. We try and make it as fun as possible, and that to me is one of the core values of dragon boating, is that we're not racing for sheep stations. Have a bit of fun as well as work on our fitness. We do love the competitive side, we love the racing. We've got a unique social group amongst the dragon boat paddlers in Western Australia, and those people become very, very good friends both in and out of the boat. The coach, his name's Osvaldo. He's been involved in dragon boating for many, many years, over 20 years, and he's an extremely good paddler, and he's an excellent coach. He's led us into to 3 state championships, and we've won all of them.
Tivo reporting to Undercurrent.